Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about potty training. I'm so excited about this talk because a lot of you guys have emailed me and want to know more about potty training and how to potty train your children. So today I'm so excited because I have Andrea Olson with me. Hi, Andrea.
Hello, how's it going?
And I am so excited because she is an expert in potty training. She is the owner of Go Diaper Free and Tiny Undies. She's been educating parents on how to potty train their children as young as infants, as birth, and so it's awesome. I'm so excited to talk about it today because potty training is such a controversial topic. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background, um, I did a little bit of research on the statistics as how potty training has progressed through the years. And from what I was reading, it's stating that prior to the introduction of disposable diapers, 95% of children were potty trained by 18 months in the US. And I think that's a lot. Wow, it's amazing. And now recent studies, though, however, show that 50% of children have not have completed potty training by the age of 3. So it's really common to see children 3 or 4 years old wearing diapers nowadays. And so that is a huge difference. If you look at China and other countries, parents report completion of potty training between ages of 12 and 15 months. So prior to the introduction of disposable diapers, early potty training was the norm. And so now if you mention potty training to people, early potty training, they will give you the evil eye, including your pediatrician, guys. So times have definitely changed. So Andrea, tell us about elimination communication. For those of you who have not heard of elimination communication, Andrea's going to tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yep, here goes. It's what everybody does in the world who doesn't have diapers. Basically, it's what for hundreds of thousands of years human beings have done with their babies. They didn't sit around as cavemen and cavewomen with their babies pooping and peeing everywhere. The babies would communicate with the parent. The parent would point and shoot away from from the food and the den and everything. Point and shoot, put them back in the sling, and keep moving on. So, elimination communication is our modern take on that. It involves a lot of using the diaper as a backup instead of as a toilet. So prior to 1957, when you had that statistic, everybody was using the diaper as a backup. And cloth diapers had only been around for a couple hundred years.
Yes.
So before that, what did people use? Well, they did EC. Babies are born telling you when they need to eat, and they're telling you when they need to sleep, and they tell you when they want to be warm or they're too cold or whatever. They also are born telling you that they want to go to the bathroom and they don't want to do it in this diaper and these clothes and in your arms and on you or in their bed. So they freak out. And by the time you figure it out, because you're a new mom, you're like, oh, God, what is wrong with you? Are you hungry? And you just put them on the breast, and they pop off, and they pop off, and there's milk everywhere. And then you're like, oh, maybe you're tired. And then, no, I don't know what to do. And then I look in the diaper, and there's this, it's very wet, or it's a blowout. It's because the baby was trying to tell you before that they had to go. And us, we're just dummies about it these days. We have no idea because nobody tells us. The diaper companies tell us what to think, not our grandparents. So we then, oh, well, maybe she was crying because she needed to be changed. But it's actually that she was crying because she never wanted to do that in the first place. So we trained them to go into diapers as a toilet. They would just use the diaper as a backup until the child started walking, like in the 50s. They just start sitting them on the chamber pot. And then by the time they were 18 months old, they're done. And then just to correct that one statistic, in the United States today, the average age is 3. So that's 100% across the board.
Wow.
So you're talking 4 and 5-year-olds are at the upper end, and then 2-year-olds, are at the lower end. But between 2 and 4, so 3 years old, 36 months for girls and 38 months for boys. That's when toilet training is happening, only during the day, and then night is like 4 and 5 years old. Well, my kids were out of diapers at 9 months, 13 months, and 17 months because they're built that way. So EC, in a nutshell, is like they're built that way, they have instincts, and we just teach them where to put it. Yes. And it's as simple as that.
And when you tell people about this, when I tell people I did elimination communication with my children, they look at me like I have 3 eyes or something, and it's just they just don't know about it. I personally use elimination communication started with my first child when she was 5 months old, And by 12 months, she was in underwear. She would have like 1 or 2 accidents a day maybe. And then by 18 months, she was completely potty trained. And
Awesome.
it's awesome. I've done it with my other children as well. I do it part-time now. I don't do it. I guess laziness. That's
3 kids.
Yes, 3 kids. But definitely before 2, my kids usually are out of diapers. Well, so far. And so it's worked so great for us. And I really wanted to share this information because, you don't really hear about this. These diaper companies, the multi-billion-dollar businesses, they're not gonna tell you about this. You're not gonna hear about this in the news. So can you tell us now? Tell us 3 steps on how to start and what age you would recommend to start this.
Okay. If a parent is excited about this and it sounds like, whoa, I don't have to change poopy diapers and blowouts, I want to start as soon as possible, and they're down for it. Starting at birth is actually easiest, but it's not a requirement. You can start anytime between 0 and 18 months. If you start at birth, I have a specific newborn course that I just recorded, and it's going to be out next week. It's this new way that I've discovered to do it after having 4 kids myself. Right when they wake up, this hormone wears off that we all have that keeps us from pooping and peeing ourselves in sleep, and they need to go to the bathroom, their bladder fills. So if you have a newborn who's just wriggling and waking up just barely, you pop them over the potty, and I don't have my top hat potty here, but there's a little baby potty, pop them over it, hold them in position, say psst, and pretty much 9.5 times out of 10 they'll go, because they just woke up, and their bladder just filled. And then you'll feel success, and you'll be like, oh, this is awesome. And then you see them bear down like they're going to poop, and you say, wait, or you hear a fart, and you say, hang on, wait, and they hear, oh, look, my husband just handed me the top hat potty.
Oh.
This is it. You put it between your legs, and you hold the baby. So these aren't available in the world anymore, and now I'm manufacturing them in a biodegradable plastic. So, yeah, I know. I'm like, anything you need, I've got it. I'm like the potty person. But this makes it easy because the babies are so small, and you hold them with their head leaning up against your chest, and you have your hands under their thighs, so they're facing out. And in this position, they're in a deep squat, which is how all of us are intended to poop and pee. It's a squatty potty.
I have one of those.
Yeah. So that's the grown-up version. This is the baby version. And we hold them over it. And so with a newborn, like the ways I always say to start it is upon waking, that's a good catch. When you know they're pooping, that's a good time to catch. And then the third one is at a transition time. So there's times in your day when it's just convenient. Before you get into a long car ride, everybody go pee, including the baby. So you offer, and there's no pressure about it. It's just an offering. When you change a diaper, that would be a 4th one. And changing the diaper, usually you get peed on with a newborn. They'll just be like, ooh, the diaper's off, and they pee. Well, people think it's the cold air, but it's not. It's actually because the diaper's not on. And they're like, oh, finally she gets it. And they pee in your face. So instead of waiting for that to happen, you take the diaper off, stick them over one of these, or over a mixing bowl, or over the sink or the toilet, and say, psst. And this is what they do all over the world. Yes. And if it sounds weird or too much, oh, I can't do it at birth. Do it whenever you come out of that, experience of having a baby, and you go, why do I have to have my child go in all these diapers? I think I might need to try that EC thing, and then you can start anytime. Yes. But those really easy catches, I call them, they're also on my YouTube channel. The easy catches are so nice because they make you feel successful. Yes. And you don't have to do it full time. You can just do it whenever it's convenient for you, and then you start to get confidence, and then you pick and choose, and you have your 3rd kid, and you're like, I'm doing it part time.
Yeah, that's
it is better than potty training later.
Definitely.
Yeah.
By 2, they are already, potty trained in underwear. My daughter wears underwear. She's not 2 yet, but she's already in underwear in the day, and she's doing really well. So I'm just
great.
But we'll talk more about part-time later.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about what are some of the advantages of elimination communication. Why would someone want to try this?
So I'll give you the woo-woo one first. The woo-woo, I lived in the West Coast a long time, and it's because it deepens connection. And even non-woo-woo parents, people are really practical and mainstream, say, I have a deeper connection with my kid because of this. I know it. my baby looks at me in the mirror as we're going to the bathroom and goes,
So cute.
"You get it, you get
Yeah,
me." It gives me chills. It's
communication.
like, we're communicating.
Yes.
Yes. So that's one thing, and the baby's dignity, and it's important to a lot of people. One of the benefits is you don't have to buy as many diapers.
Yes.
So I figured it out. I think I could easily say that you only have to use about 25% of the diapers that you would have to use if you didn't do EC.
Mm-hmm.
Because number one, they're not going in every single diaper. You reuse them
Yes.
because you catch, or you don't have a poopy diaper.
Yes.
So it saves cost. And then you got your child out of diapers between 12 and 18, 24 months instead of 3 years.
Yes. That is amazing.
Amazing. And then that benefit that you know very well too is you don't have to clean up blowouts and poopy diapers.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh my gosh, I never smell my child's butt to be like, "Are you dirty?"
Oh, you
No,
have
because
it's clean like a little spot. That's it.
Yeah,
You don't have to clean like it doesn't go up their back or anything like that. It's not. I just think it's cleaner, is more hygienic to
yeah, it is. It saves time too. So the time that you have to take to clean up a blowout, or to have a fussy baby, it reduces fussiness. It helps with colic. It helps with breastfeeding problems. If they're popping off their breast, doesn't mean your milk's wrong. It means they need to pee or poop. And once they're done, they'll finish their feeding. The environmental effect.
Environmental. I mean, that's
20.
huge.
Let me tell you, 27 billion diapers a year in the landfill in the U.S. alone, and not a single one is ever biodegraded.
No, I was just reading like not too long ago that it takes 250 to 500 years, an estimate, for a disposable diaper to decompose. Like, it's just mind-boggling. Like,
and it's full of poop and pee. We're not even supposed to be throwing that stuff in the landfill. That's not supposed to be.
Environment. And people don't think about future generations, but we are the ones that are supposed to leave a clean planet for our kids and our kids' kids.
I know. It's our job.
It is.
It's crazy.
Another thing is, it also, these diapers, these disposable diapers, they have harmful chemicals. And for those of you who don't know the contents of these diapers, I'll post a link in the description box which shows all of the chemicals and how this can affect your child. Because a lot of people don't know what's in these diapers. I mean, now you can wear them for, I don't even know how many hours. They put like this blue liquid in there so that, you could, absorb more.
It turns green.
Like, it's just, I can't. Like, it's just too much.
Well, and a lot of people can't afford to buy as many diapers as it takes to do what your pediatrician says you're supposed to do. And so they put their kid in the same diaper all day long. Well, instead, if they had the permission, like you have permission to potty train your child early, and it's not going to ruin them psychologically, that's actually based on a study that is not scientifically, if you look at it, it doesn't actually say that your child will get harmed. There's not a single study out there that says early potty training will harm your child. And we're doing a study right now that shows that EC helps your child be mobile early, communicate early, just have higher self-esteem.
Yes, higher self-esteem, that they're able to do this, to be able to take care of their own needs.
I can do it myself.
Yes, they feel confident.
It's amazing. And I want to tell you something. One of my mentors worked for Pampers for 35 years. He's retired. And I blew his mind when I told him about EC, because he genuinely thought they were doing something right for moms by making ages and stages in this diaper that's good for the skin. And he said that they hired the pediatrician back in the 60s. Nobody wanted disposable diapers, so they hired him to do a study to tell them to wait for readiness. And then this is what we believe now. Wow. So I want people who are watching your channel to just think about it. What do people do with their own diapers? And then what did people do in the 50s? And do you really want to listen to the diaper company and what they want you to do, which is buy, and ruin our environment and give your kid like low self-esteem? Or do you want to try to do something, even if you don't do EC, you can potty train at 18 months, 16 months? I have 2 books. One of them's for EC and one of them's for potty training. You can just diaper for 18 months and then potty train and be done so fast.
Yes.
So you got to think about who's telling us what. It makes sense when you think about it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
sorry, I get on my high horse. I get excited about it.
I mean, other countries are doing it, and you can see, like we said before, the average is like 12 to 15 months in some countries. Yep. And then here we are in the U.S. and it's like, what, 3 years old?
It's 3, and that was like 8 years ago, so it's got to be higher now.
Yes. It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's insanity. And it's going up. I think it's probably going to go up. They're probably going to start creating diapers for 5-year-olds soon. I mean, and try to find some justification for why your 5-year-old needs diapers.
I saw pull-ups in the grocery store the other day for 60 to 120 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
But that's probably for bedwetters, like medical bedwetting. I get it.
Yeah.
But then there's just laziness of parents or parents not having the tools. They don't know what to do, and they're being told to wait until they're 2 or 3. If you're potty training your 2 or 3-year-old, you're going to have a hell of a time.
Oh, yes.
If you're potty training an 18-month-old, whew, easy.
If you wait until 2 or 3 years old to start, that's when they start telling you.
They start telling you no.
At 2 years old, they start telling you, okay, is your potty... Like, when I go for my pediatrician visits, they ask me, did you start potty training already? Because my child is not... Like, are you going to start soon? And I said, oh, yeah, she's already in underwear. And they're like, what? What?
I show them this with a newborn, 1 day old. And they're like, because I had a home birth, I had an assisted home birth with one of them, and I brought them there within an hour. And they said, well, you need to keep track of the poops and pees. And I said, well, I do. In fact, he needs to go right now. And I show them, and they're like, are you kidding me? It's blowing people's minds.
Gosh, yes, that's a hilarious moment. I would love to see some of their face.
But they still haven't changed what they tell other parents because they don't want anybody to get psychologically damaged. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of parents out there who just don't have the right information, and I understand why people potty train late because they're being told the wrong thing. It's not against any parents. It's just, you got to think about who's telling you what.
They're being told. So can you tell us if someone wants to do this part-time, let's say we have a working mother or maybe someone who just doesn't have a lot of time, can they do this part-time?
Absolutely. So whenever your child is with you, you can do EC with them. Even if your child's over 18 months, you can do potty training and still send them to daycare. You can send them in training pants. I make all cotton training pants, which hold a lot of a pee.
Yes.
So there's Gerbers that leak completely through. If you sent your child to daycare after you potty train them at home in Gerbers, your daycare is going to be mad at you because there's going to be pee everywhere.
They don't want to work.
So
they don't want the work.
They don't want the work. And so basically, if you have a daycare issue and they're under 18 months, you're going to be doing EC at home. So whenever your child's with you, you do it with them, and then they understand, and you tell them, when you're at daycare, you're going to wear this as your backup because there's a lot of, whatever, you don't even have to explain it. Just, you're going to wear this there, and you're going to wear this at home. And at home, we do some diaper-free time. We have time in underwear. We teach them how to push their pants down. We do other parts of the process. But at daycare, so a lot of people won't potty train because their daycare won't be behind them. Well, as long as your kid's poop trained, you're paying them. So you can send them in cloth training pants because you're paying them.
Exactly.
And if they don't like it, then if you have the option to find a different daycare, find a different daycare.
Yes.
Because not too long ago, they were potty training our kids for us. And now they're saying, oh, you have to have diapers till 2.5, 3 years. You tell them, I potty trained, I took a week off, it's done, he's doing great at home, I need you to take him every hour or when he grabs his crotch. And he's got training pants on as a backup, not pull-ups, cloth training pants, and we're working on it. So I want you to work with me. And they'll be like, that's amazing, he's so smart. So working parents can do it and don't feel guilty. What's that?
So they might give you trouble. Like if you're a parent, if you tell them you have to take your child every hour, they might give you trouble. But you have to say what you want. It doesn't, even if it's just not every hour, tell them to take the child every 2 or 3 hours at least because it's better than nothing.
Well, and if you had a child with medical needs, like where they had to eat a certain kind of food or had to take a break or had to have less stimulation, your daycare would do that for you. So there's, you can also say, hey, my child gets diaper rash, so he's in cotton training pants. He's potty trained at home. Yeah. So if my child gets diaper rash, they're not going to force them. So there's ways around it.
There's ways to work with them, and I'm sure if it's a good daycare facility, they're going to be willing to work with you. If you're a parent wanting this.
You'd be surprised.
Yes.
Yeah, and another thing I want to say about part-time is part-time, most people who do EC part-time with their babies 0 to 18 months do better than people who are doing it full-time. Oh, yeah. Like, they have better success because there's not as much it's not as much at stake. They're just kind of doing it when it feels right for them, but they're consistent. So you're consistent only in the morning pee, that's fine. If you're consistent only with poops, you're probably going to be, so good at EC will wrap up and you'll be good to go by 18 months. Yes. You'll be fine.
And,
yeah.
And what I want to tell people is that the way that I do it part-time is that I have the cloth that she wears. It's like cloth pull-ups that I actually have some there. Maybe I'll make a video and show you guys. But also check out some of Andrea's. She makes some. But you can find these, and they're great to have because the child, it's really important for the child to feel the wetness so that they can understand that, the elimination that's happening. And that really helps with potty training. So what I do is I have her wear this cloth pull up during the day, and then at night I'll put a diaper on, and or if we go on long trips, I'll put a diaper on or something like that. But of course, even at night you don't have to. Like I'm just lazy right now with the 3 kids. But definitely, if you use cloth diapers at night, still works. It still works perfectly, and you can also do that as well. But that's how I've been doing it, and she's been doing really well. And especially if you have other kids and they see their siblings going to the bathroom,
Yeah.
and every time you go to the bathroom and you bring them, it's all part of the learning process that they learn that's where it happens in the potty. And like Andrea said, one way to start is when they wake up, right away when they wake up. You're probably always going to get a success when they wake up, and just keep taking them every 1 or 2 hours. Taking them to the potty so that they can get used to using the potty. And you're going to be surprised. I was surprised when I had my 1.5-year-old just going to the potty by herself. No accidents, underwear. It was she was so confident and so proud of herself that she can do this. And anyone can do this. Anyone can teach their child. This is the natural way. This is how it was done back in the day. With me, my parents used cloth diapers in the 80s. So they didn't even have disposable diapers where we were in the Caribbean. So, think about what people used back in the day and do your research. I'll post. Andrea, can you please tell us about your books and some of the things that you offer?
Yes, so everything I've made is because when I started with my first son 7 years ago, I couldn't figure out how to do it with just reading a book. So I have my books at GoDiaperFree.com. There's an easy start guide that's free, little download thing that can teach you sort of the basics. And then my book comes with videos and an audiobook and everything. It's a full picture as if you're learning hands-on. So it's not just text telling you. And the other book I have is the Tiny Potty Training book. So the first one's called Go Diaper Free. One of my babies is crying, but my husband's getting him. Thank you. Go Diaper Free is for 0 to 18 months, EC. And then the Tiny Potty Training book I wrote because a lot of people found me too late. Yes. So to do EC, you really want to do 18 months and up. You really want to do potty training. It takes a week average with about 30 days of follow-up. So if you're watching this and you're like, oh, my child's already 2, then get my older kid book, and you can be done so fast. And it also has an audiobook that's included because we are on the run and we need to learn while we're doing dishes and stuff. So it'll give you a pep talk, too, to give you permission to do this, counter to what everybody else says. I've got a bunch of mini courses, little video courses on EC coming out in a week. They're going to be starting at birth, nighttime, outings, potty pauses, the 7 biggest things that could happen, right? Yes. How to know when your baby needs to pee. I mean, goodness, that's the biggest question I get. There's a little mini course on that. So those will be there, too, in a week. And then tinyundies.com is my sister company. I went to Thailand when my son was 14 months old and found all these little bitty underwear, and they wouldn't make them for me. So finally, a couple years later, I just had a company make them for me. And they're sweatshop free. They're all cotton, and they come in 6 months, little underwear and up. And then I have training pants that are cotton. Because if you're doing EC and you get out of diapers sooner, like 13 months or so, your child won't have anything to wear. You will not find it. Our society does not support that. No, but at Tiny Undies, you will find it.
Yeah. I had to make my own. And
you had to make your own, yeah.
Yes, I had to make my own. That's why I showed some of them in my videos. And they were like, oh, how did you make them? It's if you don't know how to sew, it's a mission. And if they're out there, I couldn't find them when I was looking for them. And so
that's why I made them. And you can find them now. So Tiny Trainers is a double layer of cotton, and you're going to be able to hold a whole pee with that and not have to clean up the floor. Because I hated that. You pee through it, and I'm like, oh, gosh. There's the floor. My carpet's ruined,
Yes.
So GoDiaperFree.com and TinyUndies.com. There's absolutely everything. And this little potty will be on there, too.
Oh, that's so cute.
I just want to make sure that people have the success, the equipment they need to get the success that if you think, oh my gosh, I can't do this, there's no way, I don't have time, I don't understand this, my gift is to make it so simple,
yes.
and I give it to people in the simple way. So if you want to learn it, I will help you, because there's no reason you shouldn't get what you want.
No
reason.
Not.
No, we're there for you.
Yes, exactly. Other people have done it in the past, and there's people all over the world doing it right now.
Right now, what would you do if you didn't have diapers? If they stopped selling them, if we had a crisis, like in Venezuela, there's a crisis. You cannot buy diapers. People need to know about EC down there.
Yes, we need to take you over there to talk to them.
Oh, we're working on a pamphlet. We're getting it translated into Spanish. It's happening.
Great. That is great. I love this information. Andrew, thank you so much for chatting
You're welcome.
with me today. It's a pleasure having you here on my channel. I will post all of the links below on all the information on her channel, on her blog, on her books, so you guys can check it out. Just click on the description box below. Thank you so much, Andrea. Until the next
Thank you, JD. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.